Hello guys, my name is Lee. Welcome back to my channel. Now we're gonna show you the comprehensive four-wheel truck in Australia here. We have our guest again, Miss Queenie. You have seen her in the earlier episode. Now Queenie is going to present to us the campers that she's having.
Yeah.
Now shall we begin?
Yes, where would you like to start?
Maybe take a look at the cabin.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, well, you can't really see, but also I mentioned I've just got the battery, so the 200 amp hour lithium batteries in there, and there's a battery management system there. You can't see it very easily, but that's the whole base of the power that I run everything in the vehicle. This here is a little bit different, so that's actually an Android head unit. So it's more or less like an iPad, but I really like that. Not necessary, of course, but I really like it when I'm travelling because the map, just for visibility, so whether you've got HEMA maps or Wiki or whatever maps you're using, you've got a great big full colour screen. You can read your emails off there, you know, when your vehicle's stopped and all the rest. And it's also music. I play my music through there. I love this. It's just a simple thing, but it's my phone cradle. That's the button for my water just while we're here anyway, the electric button to press for water. We can have a look under the bonnet too while we're here. One of the great things I did was put the gas struts on the bonnet. So, because it was so heavy, I would have to, you know, climb up here and throw my leg over there and, you know, lifting it up is so heavy and holding it. But with the gas struts, see, straight up it goes. So I'll show you where I put the water. That's where I fill one of my water tanks. I don't know why they put it in under bonnet. You know, it's not bad, I suppose, but that's where I fill one of my stainless steel water tanks. This is a great thing to have, so that protects the manifold, you know, from dirts and insects and stones from damaging it. And I've also got a similar here to protect my radiator. So when you're out bush and, you know, roads are rough and there's a lot more dirt and stones and insects, grass, seeds, so that protects the radiator. What I did put on the engine was the oil catch cam just to keep the engine running clean. I did have another filter, so a lot of people get that just to look after your diesel motor to keep your fuel clean, because when you're in isolated places, it's not guaranteed like how clean your fuel is, and often the fuel has been sitting there for a while. You just don't know, so you don't want to risk, you know, your engine, so it's good to have extra filters. That spotlights, of course, they're great. And I have the 12,000 pound winch. It's got a little plug in the cord to control it. That's the hook under there, so you hook the remote in to pull it out and to put it back again, so that's there. And of course the U-bar, it's a pretty big one. It's pretty heavy. It won't suit everyone, and it certainly won't suit a lot of vehicles. But again, for me, it was all about safety and also to look after my car. I'm thinking, I'm paying a lot of money. It's my car and my home. I want to do everything to protect it. So this great bar, they were great guys, the tough bars. So it's really got good coverage and protection. You can see there. And here you've got the side rail, and also what I really love is this. It's extra wide and extra long, the side steps, and it really is rock sliders. Like you can see here when I was out. See, look, I've gouged it right down through all the paint. It saved me from tipping. It really saved my car there.
Cool.
The other thing is, you know, I use it like this is great.
You can sit up there.
Look how wide it is. It's got a table and a chair. You can get it, and when you've got like here, I've got awning to open my tent, make sure up here on my solar panel, check things out, whatever. You know, I can go right along here just using this. It's great to be able to do that. So it's multi-purpose, and that's another thing. When you're on the road, going off-road, you realise because real estate's such a premium, and you've got to be careful not to overload your vehicle, everything you have should really have more than one purpose. So that's just not a bull bar, as I explained. Lee, around here, you asked about this, so the two aerials. This is the UHF radio aerial. So that's another really good thing that I recommend you have if you're doing off-road. Why it's really important is when you get out here in Australia, in the country areas, big road trains, lots of mining trucks, and they're often carrying huge huge, like massive machinery. Look, it's safer and easier for them and you if you can talk to each other. They can tell you if something's ahead, they can tell you when you can go around, they can tell you we're pulling over and talk to you, or you can ask them, hey, I'm coming around you now, I just want to make sure you're aware. You know, it's great. The other thing is, I mean, they're not that common, but there are some narrow roads that are actually only one way. So they're in kind of, you'll find them in sort of really mountainous areas. So you've got to be able to talk and say, I'm heading northbound down such and such route. Okay. You don't want to have a head-in long collision with someone coming up. You've got to be able to talk and let other motorists know that you're actually on that road and you're either heading north or south or what. This one here is for my Selfie Go. So that's just to boost my phone reception. You do have to have at least 1 bar of reception, but gee, it does make a difference. Some people can't be bothered, they say it's useless. I used to have a satellite phone as well because I did the Gibb River Road and I wanted it on the Canning Stock route and that, but the satellite fell out of the sky somewhere and I haven't kind of replaced it yet, but that's a good thing. I've used that a fair bit in areas where I've got very limited reception, just boosted enough for me to be able to make a voice call. Yep. The rims are the original ones because I wanted to keep the original steel rims. I like the steel, it's really, really tough. And if something happens with your off-road and you did manage to bend them, you can give them a good slug and, you know, bend them into shape a bit. But, you know, your alloy ones just could crack and break. Everything I have on it is just about practicality, safety, livability. It's just things that I use every single day when I'm off-road, basically. So these the original factory tyre, they're a 225/90/16. It was just over a 32-inch wheel. These are just a fraction under 5.5 mil, so only a bit over half a centimetre smaller, so, which is, you know, negligible really, but I did get an extra centimetre wide because these are a 235/85/16, but why I didn't want to go any bigger is because I wanted to keep these original factory rims, and also I don't really want to go big fat tyres either. Another thing I would recommend too, just even if you've got a 2-wheel drive, to have your own air compressor. If you get a flat tyre, maybe it's only a slow leak or something, you get an air compressor and pump up your tyre enough to get you, you know, to somewhere to fix. But the other thing is, if you carry that tyre repair kit, you know, have you seen them? Those they're like noodles. Plug those in. They're plugs. It's amazing. You can just about plug, unless you tear the whole side wall out of stuff, you can keep jamming those in to get you out of trouble, heaps of them, and plug out quite a big hole. But so, and I just thought, because I was increasing the height of the Troopy and putting more weight up high, I was sort of thinking, you know, I'm shifting the centre of gravity, increasing that, so I want to get a little bit more balance down the bottom. So I thought, gee, I'll get it tyres a little bit bigger. Hopefully it's helped a bit, but look, I can't complain about the ride or the performance of it. It's been good to me, and I just drive it to what I feel is its capacity. Yeah, you can see the 600 kilogram leafs in the back as part of the GVM. The shock absorbers, the yellow ones in under there, if you come in under here.
I saw it. There's one, look at this.
Oh yes, yeah, that's the water. So that used to be air vent there. You just take the vent off and just fit these in. It's fairly simple. So that's my input, my water inlet. So I just plug in like a garden hose to fill it up. And I bought these. I actually got these at the hardware store. That's a really great tip. You know, you put them on the bottom of chair or table, just little ones. So that fits really well on there. And that's my outlet. So I've got a little hose that I keep in the back of the Troopy, and I plug it on there when I pull up. That inlet outlet is for this water tank here, and you can see there, Lee, that there's a 12-volt pump, and there's the stainless steel tank for that inlet and outlet there. And here's the water outlet for, you know, the inlet under the bonnet that I showed you earlier. That's the outlet there for my drinking water.
And this one is your nest.
Actually,
is that nest?
Why I love this is actually proper, what we call in Australia, I'm not sure if you know, the Crim Safe screen for housing. So I approached them locally here to do this for the Troopy, but they said, oh, we don't do it, we just do it for houses. And I said, oh, please come and have a look.
Security mesh, we call it.
Security mesh. And that's actually actually a stainless steel one, so they're really great there locally. The guys, they come out and had a look and took a measurement. And I said, look, I'd be really happy. I just want you to, you know, cover there. I said, I just can't go out into areas where I feel unsafe. It's also so hot. I need to be able to open up the windows to let the breeze in. And also then I had my dog, and sometimes I'd put him in the shade. If I just want to pop in, you know, the thing is you're not allowed to leave your dogs in the car, but I'm right there. He's only 2 steps away in front of a shop. I didn't ever leave him unless there was shade. I put water in there, open up the windows, I've got a fan in there. It's not a car, you know, and that's what I maintain too. He was always really comfortable, but I never left him for very long, but just a few minutes sometimes. So that allowed me to do that, and I really, really like that. So that's on the other 2 windows on the other side, and this one. But not this one. This is what I did, Lee. I did do this myself. Where's my keys? So, you know, sometimes the wait time to get these builds is quite a long time.
DIY.
So I thought, yeah. Cool. So that's another wonderful Aussie company, the solar screens. Oh, they're beautiful.
Yeah, they are beautiful.
Them.
I'd love to get one.
They look really, little bit of luxe inside, but but they're great to keep your car cool.
Privacy as well.
Privacy, yes, they're amazing. So this is a little bit of luxury, and it's an instantaneous gas hot water system right here. I tried to keep it as simple as possible. So there's my water, so that comes out and just plugs into there. Oh, that's just lying there. So I then plug in the gas.
There's a gas.
Yeah, the gas cylinder just plugs in there. And then there's your shower head, and you can adjust it. It can go up to 6 litres. Oh, this is what I built, but it's a little bit of a joke. It's very rudimentary, but you know what? I made it, and I wanted a little two-way cupboard, and I can sit in there and say brush when I'm inside, and I've got a few things that I use every day. And when I'm in the shower, I can use it from this way as well as if I'm sitting inside. So that used to stick on the window, but I just put it there. It helps give a little bit of insulation. So this is my little ensuite tent here. So that unzips, and then there's just little gas struts on the tent, and it just drops straight down. Maybe we can show another time, but and it also has a floor and a roof. I mean, that's pretty fancy. I think it's a bit luxury. You don't need that, and I don't always put the floor and the roof in. I've actually got just a little bit of a cheap rubber mat that I keep in the wheel bag there, just to stand on so I don't get all muddy. But yeah, and then that goes up, and I've got my own little shower in there. So it's quite nice when you're out in the bush to have a hot shower, but you're not under there very long. I'm only under there about 30 seconds, but that's enough. So you've got the roof tent up top. So I can either put that up, so that's a box style, not a clam style. It's something a little bit different. And my way of thinking, why I like the box style better than the clamshell tents, is because one, you've got 360 degrees view, and you've got like 360 degree breezes coming in because it goes straight up. And also it just gives you a little bit more headspace, where the clamshell, you know, you can sleep either end in a clamshell, I suppose, but this one you can without having the reduced headspace, you know, if you had a clamshell. So that's why, and I mean, it's really nicely made. It's insulated, it's quite light, and I mean, it doesn't have the extrusion points on that some of the other more rugged, heavier ones have. I mean, there's some terrific other tents out there. They're amazing. I'm not saying this one's the best. It's just what I thought would suit me at the time, you know, so I'm still running with it. I don't actually use it as much as I thought. What I do use a fair bit, in preference quite often, is my other inside sleeping arrangement. So that's my lounge chair, my dining chair, it's my desk chair. If I want to sleep here, look, I just take the cushions off, lift that up, and then I've just got 2 screw-in legs, so that folds over there, right? And it's beautiful and comfortable.
It's cool.
Yeah, especially areas where I feel a little bit unsafe, or I'm late, it's dark, I'm tired, I don't want to climb up in there, and this is so much quicker and easier. So that's why I do that. And while we're still, I've jumped in there just to show you the bed.
I really like this one.
Is a 270 degree awning. So that actually wraps, it goes right around the back and it hooks on the other side. So I think it's probably one of the largest, if not the largest, vehicle awnings in 270-degree style that is available, because there are actually extensions that come out the arms. So you get another, I don't know what they are, they might be 3/4 metre or something. So it's amazing the difference it makes when the summer sun or the rain, you've got all this extra protection. It comes way out here. And the other reasoning is it comes square. Like I've got all this back that's covered in. So this is my main living area, my kitchen, food, washing up, got my fridge and everything. So I loved having that cover around me. The other thing was, this is not factory. So this rear bar, I put that on so I could have extra capacity to carry either fuel. When I did the Canning stock route, I had these both full of diesel. I've just got water cans on there, but because I've got 2 diesel tanks, they're 90 litres each, so I've got a total of 180 litres with a range of about 1,100 kilometres. That's a long distance. That'll get you to just about any fuel station, except the Canning stock route. Depending on how you're driving, what your load is and everything else, but my car does about 15 litres to the 100. I allowed that trip doing about 17 litres to the 100, but I actually didn't need to have those 2 cans, but it's great for a backup. And the other wheel carrier, having the wheel carrier, so it was taken off the door, put on here. Yep. And this is an amazing thing, just so simple. It actually wasn't very expensive.
You get it off the market as well?
Yes,
okay.
yes. So it just straps on, and I mean, it's as solid as, and it's just using these ratchet straps to hold it on, and that holds my gas cylinder. Sometimes I'll put wood on there and strap down for a fire, because some places you can't use the wood, so you've got to take your own wood. And I also put that step stool over here when I'm travelling as well. The Max Tracks are a must. I've used those quite a bit. They're amazing. They can get you out of situations. And this is just a mat for the back, just to make it a little bit nice, so you're not dragging all your sand and dirt and rubbish in your TROOPY. And that's what I use for showering if I don't want to put the base in. I put rubbish in there. There's another little tarp, some ropes and things like that. And this one here I had custom made. It's a beautiful thing. That's got my 400-watt solar panel. So it's a foldable 400-watt solar. So that I just keep that locked, but that just comes up, comes straight out, and I plug it back in there through the driver's front door into my battery management system when I'm pulled up for more than a few days. And I mean, people will go, oh yeah, she's yapping on about
cool.
Things being light and mild.
So nice. Natural wood.
It is.
Nice.
It's just my special thing. See, we all have a little idiosyncratic things about us. Yeah. And that was made by a really lovely man. He had some, it was just his therapy thing, right? And I wanted to kind of help him buy it from him. I knew he put a lot of care and love into this. And I mean, what a beautiful piece of wood. You just can't imagine like the hundreds of years it took to grow it. I felt guilty, but it had probably died anyhow, but he finished it off for me. So I bought it from him. I thought, no, I'm going to put that in my TROOPY. I just love it every time. Like, it's alive to me. There's electrons floating around in there. It's got a story. It's got a special presence about it. And my son put it in for me, none other than Mr. Final Frontier Adventure. So he does this stuff a lot more than me, but he put it in for me. In time, I want to cut that out because there's actually a cavity in there with a bit of space you can see because of the width of the door. So you can actually cut that out and put utensils, spices and whatever. But as I said, it's an ongoing thing. It's not something that's absolutely necessary, but it's all part of the fun, is just adjusting things as you go. I just use that like that, simple. Solar screens as well. And the beautiful canvas bags, another beautiful Aussie company, they're just amazing. Hey, like they just got all my spices. I've got tea, coffee, powdered milk, nuts and seeds. To keep healthy, they're long life. This is great for utensils and cutlery and spoons and things like that. And then this
kitchen
is the
area.
Pantry in here, so under the seat.
Wow.
So you can put a lot of food in there. This is a must, your jet boil. This is amazing, guys. It's insane. Some people go, oh, too expensive, but wow, God, they're good. They last and last, and you can have, like, I just love nothing better. When I pull up, I'm driving along and I think, wow, I just pull up on the side of the road. As soon as I flip that down, I feel like I'm home. And straight on with the jet boil, I've got my water boiling for my tea within 2 minutes. Like, it's, to me,
amazing.
Love it. So, and look, this is really important too. Your brush straight here, I just put a little bit of Velcro. Very simple thing, it's there, you know. It's just like, it's a home like anywhere. Keep it clean, you know.
Yeah.
Brush it. So
practical.
You need to be practical, so that goes there. And your hand wash stuff, like I don't even have to move it. Again, I've got the Velcro on the back. It's a real, just a simple idea. Another thing is water down your soap. Don't have full concentration. You just, like this, and reuse these containers. Like, that's years and years old, so save the planet. Don't throw them out. Refill them, and also don't use full strength, because you really don't need all. It's washing down the sink, going to the environment, destroying it. So, you know, I water it way down, whether it's 50-50, whatever you like. That's for dishes. And that one here I keep for, I've emptied that because I haven't refilled it since my last trip when I met you guys up at Yanchep. But that's for clothes washing. I keep it handy. And then here's my little stainless steel sink. They're great for space. That just pushes in there, that comes out. Of course, I can't use that at the same time, other than what I do is pull this down and then pull that out, and it just fits in there, so I can use the sink, or that stays up and I pull it right out. That's a simple little gas cooker that I use. That's a beauty, that one.
Yep. You have a big fridge here, I see.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah, but you need that. I wouldn't have one. I'm only one person here in the Troopy. It's only built for me, you know, like everything is for my size, weight, all my needs, everything. It's 75 or 77 litres, so I've got a fridge on one side. It's not quite 50-50, so I think one might be 35 litres and the other one 40, something roughly that. And that's the freezer there. But honestly, when you're going off-road for quite some time, you need that amount. Well, I find I do for me. And if I've got, like, I'll put all my perishables that really need to be frozen and refrigerated, and then also to prolong the life of certain other foods, if I've got the room, I'll put them in there. Say powdered milk, I'll put in the freezer. It lasts a lot longer. Nuts or flour, I put them in the freezer. It lasts a lot longer. And here I've just got it strapped down with a ratchet strap. So straight up, and it's made for me, like I said. So my hat, because I would have the hat on in here, but this little cupboard here pulls out. So I do my study here. This just pulls out like that, and then there's another big drawer for storage in here. And believe it or not, that's my toilet. So I actually have a toilet in here. So when I say I'm completely, you know, self-contained, and that's a beautiful wooden box. The guy who made this for me, he made all the bed and these cupboards. He also put that in because I really just wanted the comfort of knowing, no matter where I was, if something happened, I actually can sit in here. I can eat, drink, sleep. I've got a bathroom, toilet, I've got water, and I made this little, here's my other 10-litre one, and it's just so handy. It's just a little hand pump, just to brush your teeth, wash your face, whatever you want to do in here, have a drink. I can I can sit in here and actually no one knows I'm in here.
Yeah,
and that's what I love. You know, I'm not disturbing anybody. If I just want to pull up, if I'm in town, I want to pull up and, you know, there's no toilets around, or I'm really thirsty, want something to eat. I'm in here having my own party. I love it. This is like that's my child within, you know. I feel like a child in my cubby house. It's just so fun. And my clothes, these are great bags. I put all my clothes in these, and it's great to have the clear screen on top. So there's a lot of storage under there. Mostly my clothes I have in under there in those canvas zip-up bags. And this just gives me a little bit more comfort. It's one of those inflatable or little mattress.
Okay.
So it just, I found this is it's only thin. I couldn't have it any thicker because it would have taken up too much space. And so I had to that was the maximum I could have it. So that doesn't take up much space. And I just unroll it and give it a few puffs of air and it's ready to roll. First aid kit, as I said, here, easily accessible, right there in case. These curtains, My son, Mr. Final Frontier, he whacked those in for me one day, so that just with riv nuts. It's got the beautiful Australian Sturt Desert Peas, you'll notice. That's great for privacy and also to stop the lights. So when I'm pulled up, I'll put my, just this across the windscreen, you know, to stop the sun, also privacy across the windscreen, and it keeps it a lot cooler. Pull my curtains across, I'm asleep in here. And the fan's another amazing thing. So I've got the fan there just to circulate the air and also for cooling. And I can open the windows. So I just pull that back and I can slide, you know, my windows across. Yeah, so I can just pull those back and slide windows across as far as you want there. So that works pretty well. So I can crawl across there. I've got it packed up a bit with all my towels and a few blankets under there. But yeah, definitely I get it. It's a little bit tricky, but I'm used to it. I love being able to jump in the front or jump in the back, you know, and no one knows what I'm up to in here, you know. It's kind of a bit of fun. It just gives you the flexibility. Yeah, I put all that one in. Lee, I drilled, it's just all riv nuts just to keep, it had to be really, really stable to put the hot water system in. And this one, safety, yeah. Because you've got to feel secure and safe when you're travelling around. You can see the power points here, like I said earlier on. There's two USBs there, one's a 2.5 and the other one's a 3.2 amp. That's a SIG inlet. There's another one, there's an Anderson plug one and another SIG, and similar on the other side of the vehicle, just behind here. Yeah. So just there. Okay. A few more. And here's the speakers I was telling you about, my boom box. So I love just opening up the doors, throw on the lights. These are another amazing thing, is the lights. These are a pack of 4, rechargeable. They've got 4 settings, including orange and also a flash for safety. They've got a magnet on the back, but yeah, I use those. I've also got some internal lighting, and I find you need to be able to have lights that dim way down, especially if there's insects, and have at least orange light or even red. You have less insects. But the white light, the insects are great. They absolutely love it. So. It's just crazy. In summer, you can't really have white light. Well, that's what I've found. Oh, just the mosquito. So that just pulls across, and the other side, and some magnets there. So
an important one.
That's actually a midgie-proof one. So you can just get mozzie-proof, or the finer one is midgie-proof, and that's for a bit of privacy, but mostly for the insects. It's just great to have when they're bad. Just the centre console, so there's a UHF radio control, and it just hooks up there, and that's just got another storage compartment in that console. I had that put in aftermarket. And here's my important one, is the onboard air compressor there. So it's just, you know, it's hooked up to the battery. I probably don't need this stonking big thing. It's a bit heavy. I mean, it's a good one, but probably a bit heavy and a bit awkward, but you know, it's great and reliable, does the job for air pressure. And I've got my, you know, the plugs I was telling you about before, they're just in there. And I've got tool bags full of all your, you know, you need plenty of tools, glues, tapes, gaffer tape just to repair, zip ties, there's heaps of things. I haven't got that set up yet, but I want it to have, you know, just in a bracket, so it's just easy access. I could probably have another one of those, but yeah, fire extinguishers is a really, really important thing. You just don't know when you might need that, especially with electrics and in the heat with vehicles and fuel and all sorts of things going on. So that's my troopy, and it's my home.
I appreciate so much. Queenie spent her Sunday with us, you know, rather than spending with the family.
It's lovely.
Fantastic sharing.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you. It was so lovely to meet you.
Bye. See you. Bye-bye.